Disgraced former Catholic deacon awaiting trial on a decades-old child rape charge has died. George Brignac's death on Monday at the age of 85 drew reactions from both his victim and his defense attorney. Investigative reporter Mike Pearlstein has the story.
Despite the painful disclosure by the Archdiocese of New Orleans of pedophile clergy and civil settlements to victims over the years, former deacon George Brignac was one of the few ever to be criminally charged. His death Monday means his long-awaited trial will never happen. Brignac died here at Turl Hospital on Monday. After posting a $1 million bail in December, he never stepped foot back in court. Brignac's attorney Martin Reagan said the 85-year-old also never stepped foot back in his home, suffering a back injury in jail that left him in a rehab center. But Reagan said Brignac was eager to go to trial to defend himself. His victim and other members of a survivors group also wanted a trial.
It's a shame, and we're heartbroken that we didn't get to see him stand trial and answer for the sex crimes that he committed.
In a statement, the victim in Brignac's case wrote, quote, "Today the world is rid of a monster that preyed on many innocent children." Kevin Bourgeois of SNAP, Survivor Network of Those Abused by Priests, said other victims see Brignac's death as a missed opportunity to hold the Archdiocese accountable for allegedly protecting Brignac and others.
I think the only closure that it gives is to Greg Amond and to the hierarchy of the Archdiocese of New Orleans.
What do you think could have been further revealed by this criminal prosecution going to trial?
Well, what could have been revealed was who benefited from protecting George Brignac for 35 years.
The district attorney's office also expressed disappointment, citing the hundreds of hours prosecutors invested in the case, only to see Brignac escape judgment. Mike Pearlstein, Eyewitness News.
We also got reaction from the Archdiocese. In a statement, the church wrote, "Most importantly, our prayers go out to the victims and survivors of abuse. We are committed to doing our best to ensure that children are protected and this type of abuse does not happen in the future."